favorite songs. And the money they raised, it goes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Well, this coming Sunday, they're performing again, and this time it's at Daniel's Pub in Sydney. And they will be joined by a long list of local musicians, including R.J. Scheller, you just heard him. The event runs from 3 to 6, and all the money there will go to Caleb's Courage. To learn more, we have Molly on the phone. We've also contacted her dad, Jeff Wadden, and her mom, Nadine Keller-Wadden. When I say hello, and we'll just get back to that piece of audio just in 1 second. You're listening to CBC Radio 1 here in Cape Breton. Just a quick note, and I can go through this, that Molly's mission, Making a Difference with Music, runs Sunday from 1500, from 3 to 9 p.m., and all the money raised goes to Caleb's Courage. And I just wanted to let you know that if you wanted to just stop off and drop off a donation, that would be great as well. Coming up a little later on in the program, we're going to tell you about some other events that are taking place around our community. We're just going to get that audio sorted out just now. While we're talking about that, we just wanted to say thank you to Molly and her family for offering us that interview at the time. It was very helpful. But 12-year-old Molly is a young musician, and you may have seen the discussion about this all over Facebook at the Farmers Market. Here's our conversation. Hello and welcome to you all.
Well, thanks for having us.
Molly, I'm going to start with you. Tell me about your love of music. Where does it come from? What do you like to hear?
Well, I've always been a fan of music. I love Taylor Swift especially, and I love not just to listen to music but to sing music. And I'm actually trying to write a song at the moment to see, just an experimental song, because I love to do it.
Jeff, what role has music played in your family as you have been living through Molly's diagnosis and treatment?
Well, music's been a part of our lives since Molly's been born, and since all my kids have been born. I just make it a part of what we do, and music is always on here at our home, and I've always been an amateur guitar player and singer, and so it just seemed natural to involve them in something that I like to do, and then, of course, in turn, they usually like to do it, and it's just been, music is a positive outlet, and it's a wonderful way to spend time with kids and family.
Have you, do you get together and sing together? How do you make music as a family?
Well, usually I will just grab a guitar at an opportune time when things are quiet and we have a moment, and I will of course invite Molly, or she will invite herself, and we will play some songs together. And my oldest daughter, she loves music as well, loves listening. We'll sing a little bit, plays piano. Molly has taken piano lessons most of her life as well. And we just try to include everybody into the fun. And music should be fun. It should be entertaining. It should give you joy.
So Nadine, tell us about Molly's diagnosis and treatment. How has she been coping with the situation?
Well, she was first diagnosed in 2019 when she was 9. And, it's always been a challenge, of course. It's very taxing on energy and emotions, and physically taxing, but I'm sorry. She, ever since her diagnosis in 2019, it's been challenging between treatments and traveling to and from Halifax, and even time spent in the local hospital. It's been challenging for Molly. She hasn't been able to be with her friends, to do a lot of the sports and activities that she would normally like to be a part of. And so it's been challenging.
Jeff, your family's been very private about this up until now, but it sounds like Molly's made a decision that she'd like to talk about it because of other kids. Can you walk me through that?
Well, yes, we have been very quiet, very private. We just chose to be that way. We just felt that was best for our family, and it was the right move for us at the time. But recently, Molly has come to the conclusion that she really feels that she wants to make a difference. And the challenge has been, how does a person do that? And I think it just organically, it came from her love of music. And we figured out a way to incorporate her love of music into what she wants to do now with making a difference for others in her similar situation. So I'd love to tell you it was some master plan, but it really wasn't. It was just, we decided, how can we do this? And we put together a small show at the farmers market last weekend, and very quickly it went from being something very small to something that was really, really wonderful. I mean, so many people showed up. So many people, put in time and effort and donated. And now, again, this Sunday, we're going to have another event at Daniel's Pub on Charlotte Street in Sydney from 3 to 9. And we're really hoping for the same outcome. This time it will be for Caleb's Courage, is our charity of choice. And our last one at the farmers market was for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So Molly's just chosen the organizations that have made a difference to us during her journey, and now trying to give back to those.
Molly, what made you decide that now was the time to share your story? Can you tell me what was going on in your mind and when you decided to start talking about it?
To be honest, it just kind of ended up this way. I really wanted to help out, and me and Dad were going to go play at the farmers market regardless. Sometimes people get donations there, and I thought it would be a great idea to do it to put that money towards one of the great organizations that have helped us along the way. I thought that it didn't need to be private as it was, because I feel like when I open up, it inspires more people to maybe want to donate, because I shared my story, and I think that it can affect people if you're private or not,
So when you told your parents that's how you felt, what did they say?
They just kind of said, if you want to be more open about this, they weren't going to stop me doing it. They didn't discourage it, but they also did not encourage it. They just wanted me to make the decision, and I did.
Yeah. So this event, then you were at the farmers market on the weekend, and people started to share. You told your story, and then people started to share your story. Tell me about how that felt.
What do you mean by sharing?
Well, I guess I saw it on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, did you know it was on Facebook?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I know there are a couple pages about me on Facebook, but I didn't really have a problem with it, because obviously advertising isn't the most simple thing to do when you're trying to get donations. Luckily, we had some great people make some great posts on Facebook to help spread the word. So my mom made a post. She got my sister to put up a post. My dad and a few of our friends and family put up posts to help,
Nadine, when Molly said, look, I want to be public about this, and I want to get donations, and I want to tell my story, what went through your mind?
Well, it was a completely different direction from where we had been up until that point. And, everybody does what they're comfortable with at the time. When she decided she wanted to be more public with it. And we just reminded her that once information is out there, you kind of lose control of it. So if we just reminded her that that's how the world works, especially with the internet. Things can go really far, really fast, and we made sure she understood that. And she decided that this was important. It was important to know that there are families and children who go through this, who have cancer and go through treatments and appointments and tests and surgeries, and that it was okay for people to know that those things do happen. The awareness that these situations happen, they surprise families and can put them in a difficult situation, financially especially. And then there's these organizations, Caleb's Courage, Make-A-Wish, Cape Breton Regional Hospital Foundation, the IWK Foundation, that are out there to help alleviate some of the stress that families experience in these circumstances. So she understood all of that when she made her choice and her decisions, and we followed her lead.
And now there's a big event.
And now there's a big event. Another big event.
Yeah. Jeff, Caleb's Courage has been on the radar of people, particularly in Cape Breton, these last number of years. What has that organization been able to do for your family?
Well, what a wonderful homegrown charity. And they've taken the tragedy of what they've gone through and turned it into something beautiful to help other families along the way. I can assure you, and anybody listening, that if you have a child and you have taken them to the pediatric department of the Cape Breton Regional Hospital, that Caleb's Courage has affected their care in a positive way. There is so much they do throughout the community and throughout that hospital. The mere bed and room alone, you walk into that room. We've all been in hospitals, and they're very cold and they're very calculated. And you walk into the room that they've taken and transformed, and it is warm and inviting. It is built for children. There is joyous images on the walls. There is a oversized bed that a parent can get into the bed with their child, a pull-out couch, knowing that parents would need to be with their child there. That's just one small example of how they're supporting children throughout this community. And without them, we certainly, things would have been much different.
Molly, you and your dad will be performing again on Sunday. What are some of the songs that you're going to sing?
We have made a list of the songs that me and him like to sing together, and I think probably we're going to do Jolene, probably Whiskey in the Jar, and Wagon Wheel.
And Wagon Wheel. Well, that's wonderful. Can I ask you one more question, Molly?
Yes.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
My favorite Taylor Swift song? It's tricky, but... Oh, it's Don't Blame Me.
All right. We're going to play that today for you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here with us today, Molly and Jeff and Nadine.
Well, thank you for giving us the chance and time to tell our story and to spread the word about hopefully the great event that we'll be having on Sunday at Daniels. And we really, really appreciate it.
That's Molly Wadden and her dad, Jeff Wadden, who will be performing at Daniels this Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. Nadine Weller-Wadden will be there too, and that show continues after 4 with a number of local musicians taking the stage, and all donations go to Caleb's Courage. And as promised, here's Taylor Swift.